Ooh, there's me already. That worked slick. All right. That is not even the right video. Okie dokie pokey. I apparently have an excellent connection. Good to know. That, however, is a big fat mess. Let's fix this situation. Okay. We need to do this. And that. And that. You can't possibly be serious. That doesn't even sort of look straight. Okay. Oh, that's why. Okie dokie. Now let's see. Not too shabby. Not too shabby there. Kind of terrible in the light department though, but I think that's okay. Ow. Oh, good grief. Ouch. Ouch, gosh darn it. Okay. Let's have some lights on. Ooh, look at that. What happens if I turn that light off? Kind of like mood lighting now. Ow! Gosh darn it. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I think I need a different container for the supplies for this. It should be a section like a fabric bag that can fold over on the top, right? And so all the different sections can have their bits standing up. So I can see the size of the pens, and I can see the color of the charcoal, and I can see the... Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those. I don't know what they're called, but I know they exist. I don't know if I'm gonna leave the mood lighting on. So if there's anyone listening to me right now, and you're thinking this mood lighting thing is stupid, I don't know if it's staying. I don't know if it's stupid or not because I'm not looking yet. We'll find out, in a few minutes. How many minutes have I got? I've got 7. I've got 7 minutes to finish getting set up. And then I'm supposed to be all official. We'll see about that, huh? We shall see about official. Ow. Okay. I quit whining and being grumpy. There's no being grumpy. It's silly day. We're being silly today. Come out, come out. I think, well, you weren't supposed to rip, but whatever. Fine, rip then. I don't know why I'm off to see the wizard, but apparently I am. I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. My head I'd be scratching, while my thoughts were busy hatching. That did not work at all. If I only had a brain. Okay. Okay, come on. Open sesame. There we go. Ow. Alright, I'm going to come see if anybody is here listening to me be a weirdo. I hope not. No, there is no one here listening to me be a weirdo. Yay. Oh, there were two people here. Now there's one person. There is somebody. And then there were two people, and then there was one person. Okay, I am sorry for my lack of singing talent. 3 minutes till showtime. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay. Nope. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a little better result. I can kind of see what this is supposed to be now. Let's try this. I think I'm going to have to sand this a great deal before it will do anything. That's fine with me. Shoot. I'm already getting full of ink. I still don't have all the blue ink off my hands. Look at that. It's been days of hand washing and trying to get all of the blue off my hands and out of my nails, and I just scrub-a-dub-dub. I think I've probably washed my hands 1,000 times in the last couple of days. And they're just going to stay stained, I think. Whoops. I wiggled. Gosh darn it. Yeah, I'm going to have to stain that quite a bit before it works. It's kind of cool though. You're starting to be able to see what it is, huh? Look at that. You can see that it's a house anyway. It's a haunted house with a Starry Night style sky, but it is a failed 3D print. So, there's that. I will be right back. I think I have 30 seconds. And I'm just going to step away super quick. I'll be right back. In my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching. If I only had a brain. Okay. All right. Well, hello. Haley. I can't believe it's you. Hi, Ladybug. Hi, Ladybug parents. Are you still there? I stepped away for just a second to get a beverage. Oh. All right, let's get rid of this. It is actual showtime. Oh. Haley, we're gonna draw tonight. Do you like to draw? We're gonna doodle. Oh, there you are. Hi. Can you hear me all right? Is my microphone working and all that jazz? Usually the first person here is the first person I ask all that stuff. How are things sounding, looking? Well, hello. How are you this evening? Irma, correct? I don't want to say it wrong because I would like to introduce you to Haley. Haley, this is Irma. Irma, that's Haley. Okay, so we are going to doodle tonight, but I usually want to take a few minutes to get set up because you never know who's going to pop in and who's on time and who's late. So, if you guys are here to doodle along, all you will need for sure is a pen and a pencil and some paper. If you are here to just chat and hang out and watch, that is so cool. It's not a problem. And if you want to know what's more than a pen, a pencil, and a paper, you could have something to add color with, like crayons or markers or colored pens or, you know, whatever you got. I am waiting for a particular someone, in fact. Leslie, are you here right now? So, look at this, guys. This is a monster box. Watch this. Watch, it's locked. it has this slider key, and you slide the key and open the box. How fun is that? And then when you're done and you want nobody to be able to get at your stuff, well, I took the key off when I wasn't supposed to. But anyways, you slide the key the other way and it locks your box shut. I just love these things. Anyway. Oh, Leslie is here. Good. I would like you to know that your baby axolotl is ready for pickup. He needs eyes. I won! He almost didn't survive the operation. It was tricky. And I'm fairly certain it was because of how small he is compared to his, compared to the stuff that makes him. But there he is. Alright. So, we have a monster box visiting, and we have an axolotl visiting. And it is not Wine With Me Wednesday. Instead, we're going to do a little taste test later of, this is maple bacon whiskey, or moonshine is what it says on the bottle. And these two glasses have the same beverage in them with no mix whatsoever. Haley, we're doing good, but we sure would like a visit from you. When are you guys going to be in town, do you know? Oh, you guys got the sale coming up this weekend. Well, not this weekend for sure. How's your family? The difference between these two is that one is straight out of the jar, and this one has been rinsed in rice. And it's supposed to be sushi rice, which I don't actually have. So this is a flawed test. But later we're going to test these because rinsing alcoholic things in rice is supposed to create a extremely smooth beverage. Don't know if that's true, but I thought a little science was in order for today. So, I mean, that's one reason things might get a little silly. And the axolotl and the monster box are another reason things are a little silly. The doodle project for today is another reason things are going to be a little silly. I think, you know what? I'll just cut it out quick. Because I didn't do the practice one on one of my little tiles. So, I'll just cut it out. So, here's something anybody hanging out right now should know. If you do not have plans on Christmas, I'm going to be here after 1 p.m. Central Time and on and off for most of the rest of the day on Christmas Day. Here's what we're doing today. And if it's not silly enough, because, I mean, what are those? But if you look close, you might see some faces in the petals of the big flower. Yeah, I would imagine, Haley, that it's like a super busy season. It is for everybody, right? Absolutely everybody. So, as if that's not silly enough, if you wanted to go over the top silly, You could make a face in this one too. The swirls on this giant flower with this weird bulb thing make me think of Cindy Lou Who. Maybe this is Cindy Lou Who flower form. Anyway, we're going to do a couple of plants, and they're a little on the silly side, and I do think this is too dark. It's kind of driving me nuts, so I'm going to get the other light on as well. There we go. And that is my trace one, so we'll get rid of that, and we'll do this. All right, so I'm ready to get going, if you are ready to get going. And I highly recommend that you practice this one in pencil before you go over it in pen. So since I recommend that, I'm going to do the same thing. The reason I recommend it is because, well, you're not really supposed to erase in Zentangle. This isn't technically Zentangle. This is just old-fashioned doodling. And sometimes getting balance and decent circles is tricky. If it's super tricky for you to get a circle, trace something. But that's what you're going to start with. I'm going to start with a circle. You could even start with 2 circles. So I'm going to put kind of a big one right here, and then I'm going to put a little one up there. Remember that when I do this and I'm talking you through what to do, that I am drawing darker lines than I need because I want to make sure that you can see them. If you are also using a pencil to get going, then do the lines as light as you can and still see. Once you have your circle or 2, I'm going to turn my tile sideways just because this works easier for me to start with, right? But I'm just going to pick a spot toward the center of the bottom of my circle. And I'm going to go up the circle a little bit before I jump off. But then I'm going to jump off and make a teardrop shape and come right back to the same spot in the middle. Make those as big or as little as you want. It's your flower. You can do whatever you want. I don't know if you're noticing, but in my example already, I can see that if I make this side similar to this side, I'm going to come right off the paper. And I'm actually just going to let that happen. So I'm going to pretend that I went off here and I went around and I came back right there. Whoops. There you go. So now I have a circle with a helicopter under it. I'm going to do the same thing on my little one. I don't know if I'll need to turn this one, so I'm not gonna, and I'm just going to do it figure 8 style. Did you see how fancy that was? When it's smaller like that, it's easier for me. I don't know if you'll find that. You might. But there's so much less to try to control. You know, when you're trying to do a much longer line, I have a hard time keeping control of my pencil that long. Haley, you might not be in town to visit anytime soon, but I am here every Wednesday. And you can and should visit every Wednesday for art lessons. All right. Next, We're going to put one above this. So I'm going to start in the same place, follow the circle, jump off, and make another teardrop shape. And come back to the same place. And guess what? I'm going to put another one under it. Big shocker, huh? I'm going to put a little bit more curve on that one so it looks like it's drooping down. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Also, because it's going off my page, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to pretend I kept going. Just like that. And then I'll do the same thing with my little one. You don't have to be doing a little one if you don't want to. Again, this is just practice, and I'm just showing, you know, I'm just showing alternatives. The next thing you want to do is, like, okay, so there is a base to this business across the bottom of your circle. Start on one side where all of these petal / leaf thingies meet up. And curve in toward the center and pull down. That's how we're going to create the stem for this. Do the same from the other side. I like my stem to be really close together. You can make yours join completely. You could make yours fat. Yeah, definitely. Only if you have time, of course. What are you doing? How is school going? Do you have a job now? Or are you still even looking for a job? Maybe I wouldn't want one if I were you. Don't tell Mom and Dad I said that, though. Okay, just kidding. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is put some antenna on this plant, because every plant needs antennae. Right? So I'm going to follow the circle almost up to the top, like 2/3 of the way up, and curve away and make a loop-de-loop. Put as many curls in your loop-de-loop as you want to. Make it as tall as you want to, or as short as you want to. I'm going to try to make this one similar. They're very different, actually. Okay, so one's curlier and one's kind of looser. But what if I had this little guy have very tight curly cues? Little short, antennae. Little short antennae. And I'm not sure where the stem for this one's going to go. Maybe this one's sitting on a hill way far away. But I'll just pull the stem down like that. That's fine. That's fine. This part is really all we need to do for practice part. The rest is infill and design and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of the things that you have options with later, but you do not have to do these. In fact, if you don't want to do these detail parts until we get to the final product for tonight, then I would say just do another one. Try another one and try to get all those little curvy pieces in place. So here's the things that we'll do to add on later. Where there are sharp V's, sharp line intersections, we'll do a little curve, and that's where we'll do some coloring in. So it'll be there, and there, and there, and there, even here, and here, and here and here. I could do some here. That's not actually a sharp V, but I could thicken that part on the stem. One of the things I like to do, and probably will, is create a teardrop shape at the top, at the each end of the, oh goodness sake, at the inside end of the curlicue. There we go. If that's difficult to get that shape inside a curlicue, I'll show you a trick. Watch. There's my curlicue, and just say that your hands don't want to behave to get that shape right. I'll show you how to get one and totally cheat and get the same thing. So there's the end. Just make around a squiggle, a big fat dot, and then do the same thing I did with all of the other intersections that have a sharp point to them, and curve in. Just curve like that, and then color the whole thing in, and then you get your teardrop at the end. And then I'm trying to show you something, and then of course my hand just quits working altogether. Anyway, there you go. Cheat. Do a circle and a curve instead. Okay. I might have... Oh, all right, Haley. Thank you for stopping in. Were you just saying hi, or did you have anything to tell me before you go? Anything? I mean, I'm here. If you were just stopping in to say hi, then I am completely honored and glad that you stopped in. For those of you who are drawing along, I kind of lied. I didn't mean to, I swear. It was an accidental fib. But there is actually one more part that you might want to practice, because at least for me, it's fiddly. So, and you don't even... Okay, you don't even have to do this. If you want to do a different fill in your petal leaf thingies, do something different, right? But what I do is a very long, skinny line, loop. And for me, this is actually really hard to do. And I don't know why, because it's something we do and have done ever since we started this, and I have had to do in lots and lots of doodles. And it's no different than putting an aura on a curved line. But for some reason, I have a tad bit of brain lock when it comes to the skinny, long, skinny thingy jobber. I'm actually pretty happy with this particular set, which is funny because I just got done telling you how I had troubles. But my ones on my practice one are all wonky, and the ones I did before that are all wonky. And this particular plant that I've done in the history, you can see how much trouble I had with it. So, you know, whatever. Haley, that is sweet. That is sweet. I'm thrilled to pieces you said hi. I am just happy to see your name in lights on my computer screen. So you hop in and say hi anytime, and make sure you tell the family we said hello. And I will tell Justin that you were visiting me, not him, and he will be jealous. Okay. So that is our first plant. And yes, I know, it doesn't look much like a plant. And you could totally put big happy eyes in here. Big sappy eyes even. There. Thanks, Haley. See you later. Okay, our second plant for tonight is also goofy. In fact, this one is goofier. And there are a couple of different ways to do this one. So you're going to want to get your pencil sharpened. And you're going to want to try this maybe both ways and see which way works for you. You end up with the exact same thing regardless of how you do this. So it doesn't matter all that much. Well, hello, Kim. Oh, good deal. That's awesome. I am glad to hear it. If you need me to slow down or back up or repeat or anything like that, just holler at me and then give me a few minutes to actually see it. You know how lag goes and computer stuff. But I will do my best. Okay, so plant number 2, also seriously high on the silly factor. I don't know why I went so silly today. I wasn't originally going to, and I just decided I really felt like the world needs some silly right now. At least a whole bunch of people I know do. So here's what you can do. Here's one way to do this one. Draw a circle. And then draw another very similar circle right next to it. The next element to this is a V. So join them with a V. The next would be a U shape, but you could do it in pieces. So you would follow the point of the V, so right here, and you're going to curve it up to the side of the circle. So like this. Or if you do it in the direction I just said, you're going to go like this. The next way to do this is to start with the U shape. Put the circles in. And then where the circles and the U shape meet, start there with a line and pull down toward the center of the U. Whoops, my pencil went wonky. There we go. Remember to turn your paper, not your hand. If you need to turn your paper because your lines aren't going the way you want to, turn your paper. It's better to turn your paper than it is to fight with trying to reach in weird angles, which I forget to do, as you can see, quite often. And look, I got pencil all over me, getting it all over my page now. So 2 different ways to do it, right? The next way to do it would just be the third element first. So the only one I didn't start with was the V, and then you could do a circle to the middle, a circle to the middle, and the U-shape joining stuff. There we go. Also, you can vary this, like, say I want it to look even more like eyeballs, I could do oval, circle, and I could do a weird shape. It doesn't have to be quite as straightforward as I'm making it today. I'm going to turn this over and start over, and I will demonstrate why I'm making mine straightforward and why you might want to make yours wonkier. So, if I start with my circles, and then make a U, and make my V shape, I get this weird kind of bird looking thing. And then we actually do put a dot in the middle. Totally looks like eyes now. And then put some curly Q bits out the top. Now it's a bird with antennae or flyaway feathers. Really needs a hair treatment. The part where you might want to mix things up again is the branches for this. So I like to do this particular guy with a super thin branch that is as straight of lines as my freehand hands will let me. But you don't have to do this. So if I did one similar to this, circle first, U shape, V, dot, dot, curly Q, and then what if I wanted to put, what if I wanted to put super curly, maybe he's on a curvy kind of thicker sort of vine branch thing. You can totally do that. I picture this curvy kind of stem. There we go. This curvy kind of stem on this bird plant the way that I showed it last, with a wonkier kind of bird plant thing. So if I did the oval eyes, right? And I did that. And I did a funky beak with curvier lines. And then I did that funkier U-shaped thing. That one, I figure, would look fabulous on the curvier stem thing. And in this case, I think that I would even, so you might want to just do that, right? Just might want to make jaggedy lines or crookedy lines or whatever. So because I want my lines super straight like this, that's why I'm keeping my U shape straight like this. I just think it goes together better, and that is nothing more than personal taste. I could put this wonky bird on straight sticks. Or, you know, you do it the way you do you. Hi, Darcy. Darcy, would you like to see the first flower we did? And would you like to see a demonstration so that you can join in? Or are you just here to pop in and say hi so you can go to bed and get a good night's rest? You let me know, dear. I'm here for you. Okay, so there are my weird plants. I'm going to wait and see what Darcy wants to do, because I can totally show Darcy that first plant. Goodness knows that one needs a little practice. It's not that hard, Darcy. Don't you be scared. You want to see, but you can watch the replay. I am super ahead of the game. I can just draw you one, Darcy. Are you ready for your trip tomorrow? I'm going to draw another one. You can do it along or not do it along or whatever. You can go watch the replay too, but I'm going to do another one just cuz. First flower. I'm going to try to do a smaller one. You know what? I've never done this one with an oval. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do it with an oval instead of a circle. There we go. So you start with a circle, Darcy, not an oval. And then you're going to make it a funny bow tie. 3 lobes on each side. Well, that doesn't go together at all. That's okay. And then you make it a stem. Whatever kind of stem you prefer. And then you make it some pigtails, because flowers need pigtails. I swear they do. That's all the steps that are really needed to start with, Darcy. If you want to do it, that's cool. That's how you do it. The next steps are all detail stuff, and we don't need them until we start with the finished product for tonight. And we're almost ready to do the finished product for tonight. It's a trickier one to finish, though. It's kind of fiddly, so I think we're going to need the extra time. All right, sharpen your pencils. Tell me when you are done practicing and ready for me to start the final project. If you want more time practicing, you could make me taste test my whiskey. I mean, it has to happen sometime tonight. You do you, boo. Yeah, you do you. This silly setup tonight just has options up to your ears. Your imagination can just go crazy. Have fun with the whimsy, because that's what it's for. That's what the fun is for. It's for whimsy. Hey, Leslie, guess what? Suni is hiding. Do you know why Suni is hiding? She is hiding because she figured out that it is flea treatment time. And she saw the others getting their flea treatment, and I haven't seen her since. I have it next to me, so if she forgets and comes in here looking for attention, I'm ready. Okay. Holler when ready. And we will, get moving. I'm a little nervous. You know what? I don't want this big fat pencil for this next part, though. I am going to find it. I'll just use a mechanical pencil. Again, same thing when we start the final project. She is smart. But flea treatment is not, it's not like it's a big deal. It's just a little drop of liquid between her shoulder blades, but she hates it. The way she acts, it makes me think like if you have like egg yolk on you, like if somebody cracked an egg on your head, it must feel like that oozing down in your hair. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, if you don't want to use a pencil because you think you can do this without, then go ahead and get your pen out and you can use your pen. I personally don't like doing this one with a pen. I like getting the big pieces in with my pencil. And I think it's really funny that I told you and confessed which parts are difficult for me, and then they turned out lovely. So I'm just going to keep saying that everything is difficult for me so that it will turn out super, super great. Your glasses are hiding on you. I hate when my glasses hide on me. I hate that. I can't see worth a darn lately. But I did go to the eye doctor and I did get a new prescription, and he said, he kind of laughed a little. There was a little chuckle in his voice when he said, "You're gonna notice a difference. You will be seeing much better." So I am kind of looking forward to when they show up, and they might actually be here tomorrow or the next day. I'll be able to see. It'll be a brand new world. Okay, so for tonight's project, I am going to fairly central make that first flower in a quite large format. She is center stage, this girl right here. So I'm starting with a pretty big circle, and then again, see, I remembered to do it. Turn your page if it helps your hands work better. Start in the center of your circle, follow it a little bit, and then jump off to make whatever size bow tie loop you want. Little tiny ones, great big ones. I make mine fairly ginormous, as you can see. And then I'm actually going to turn it all the way around to do the one opposite before I do the top and bottom ones. So I'm going to start in the center of the circle, follow the circle a little bit, and jump off. And make what I feel like is a relatively similar loop. And come back. Let me see how I did. Not too bad, really. I mean, they're a little bit lopsided, but they should be, right? Maybe the breeze is blowing where this flower lives. Okay. Oh no, Darcy. If I did that, they could be missing for months. Oh my. Okay. I wish you a speedy glasses recovery. So here I go. I'm going to start at the center again. There's really no need to start way down here. I don't know why I do. You could start right up here where the circle and first lobe meet. But I like to follow the lines a bit. It just gets me in the flow, so to speak. So there is my second one, and I'm going to turn it again, go back to the beginning, and do the same thing over here. But look, I'm gonna follow the circle a little farther rather than the first thingy. Oh, I like that much better. I don't like this one. That's okay. Maybe she's waving. That's okay. I'm gonna leave it. And then the bottom one, but I curve it a little more right here at the end. I just curve. I go in a little quicker and then curve over more so it feels more like it's drooping, right?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I didn't ask you. Oh, how rude. Okay, so then follow this one, jump off, come back a little quicker, and then curve in. There, makes it look like it's drooping. That's really gonna bug me. I'm gonna try really hard not to change it, because I really, 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 really wanna. I need to stop that. I need to stop it. And I should be putting my lines much lighter. I'm not setting a very good example for, you know, guidelines. You should have, your guidelines should be lighter. I know I said it already today, but I feel like I'm setting a bad example, so I thought I should say it again. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, so time for the stem. I'm going to come right up to here where I picture all three of them meet somewhere under there. I think they meet right here. And I'm going to curve in toward the center and pull down. And do the same thing on the other side. except, you know what? I'm going to turn it all the way upside down and go right where I think all 3 petals meet and curve in, and then aura that first line. She has a dent in her stem. A bee did it. No, a kid did it. A kid was in the meadow collecting leaves for a science project, and that used to be a leaf. Poor flower. Okay, so this is all I need in place for this part of the picture. I don't need anything else in pencil. So I'm just going to stop there with that part. And now I'm going to get my little weirdos peeking in. So take a look at how I did it. You do not have to do this. You could have all of yours coming from the bottom and have them, all facing up like this guy and this guy. But I actually started upside down, and I have some peeking in from the sides and the tops. I like the way it looks, and it's a design challenge for me because I don't tend to like things upside down. But I did. I did. I shared her story. So I don't tend to like things upside down or sideways or whatever, but I did it and I like it. I wish I wouldn't be such a stickler for weird things, because it's kind of fun having them peek in. And look at this guy. He's hiding behind a petal. So get creative with your placement if you want to. If you want something a bit more straight up, that is also cool. And I did forget the pigtails on this girl. But the pigtails and the little weird stick bug flower things kind of cross each other. So I think I'm going to leave her pigtails out until I've penciled in some of the guys. Here's something else I learned while I was coloring and shading and stuff. I'm going to make my U-shaped guys bigger than this. I don't know how much bigger, because I definitely want them to be like little visitors in her world. But they were a little inconvenient. So, I don't know. I'm going to do this, though. I'm going to turn it upside down and do that again, because I'm very proud of myself. That's all it takes for me to be proud of myself. I made an upside down flower bug. Yay. Okay, that's ridiculous. Okay, so a little bit bigger, but not much. Okay, so what if I do that? That is definitely bigger. Okay, I'll try that. It's about the size of a pea, a small pea. And then I'll do the V. And then I'll do the U. Oops, I forgot. The U is supposed to meet the bottom of the V. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. If your U goes down farther than the V, it's perfectly okay. And then I like the perfectly straight, or at least as close to straight as I can get, stems. And I like to think that this guy has a partner in crime growing off in this direction. Yikes. And then the V. As long as you remember all 3 parts, the U, the circles, the V. That's really all you got to remember for that little guy. So I'm going to do one whispering in her ear. I'm going to do one way over here. And the eyeballs don't match. This guy's wonky. And the stem goes behind her petal a little bit. I don't know what secret he's sharing, but he's sharing some kind of secret. I guess I did that over here too, but I didn't have him as close. All right, now what? Now, I think I'm still going to put a little guy down here. Okay, wait, I guess I'll put a great big guy down here. Huh. Who knew? I didn't know he was a big one until I made him. I think I'm gonna do a super tall buddy. This guy has a super tall buddy, and I'm gonna pretend that he's back here, and he goes up here. That means he'd come out here. That doesn't even look right, does it? Well, it's close. I'm gonna count that as good. This one looks like it would be really big because look how tall it is. So I guess I'll try. Why not? Why not? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at this guy. Okay then. I'm also going to do one right here that sort of does the same thing in that it goes behind the flower, but I'm just going to have his eyeballs peeking out like that. Gosh darn my pencil. Okay. All right, I'm going to call it done right there. I'm going to call it done. So if you are following along and you are not this far, go ahead and, what am I trying to say? If you are not as far as I am, go ahead and keep working. If you have any questions, comments, or would like me to try to re-explain something or redo something, also feel free to say so. If, however, you are following along and doing just fine, then the next step is to get your pen and start tracing over those pencil lines. When I did this first one, I did little buggy things in black and the flower in my sepia pens. This time I'm going to do the flower in black, and I think I'm going to do the little weird plants in some other color. I'm not sure yet, but the biggest flower anyway is going to have my fattest liner pen outline. So I'll start with that. And then this is when I'll put her pigtails in too, because she's going to be in front of all this other stuff. That means he's going to be peeking out from behind her pigtails. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but it might be kind of fun. Once I'm done following all of the lines of all of the things I've created, that's when I'll actually stop and make sure that everybody is at a similar spot, because that's when we're going to start putting in the detail stuff. And I don't want to lose anybody when it comes to the detail stuff. Ow. Okay. Okay. This marker is running out. I need a new number 1. I need a new number 1. It is the one I use most often. So it's not surprising that it's tired and would like to retire. Good grief. Okay, I'm gonna look for a different one. That's just garbage. What are you? Oh, not even black, it's red. That's what you are. Let me see. The 8 is close enough. Okay, I'll take the 8. This one might have more ink in it. We'll see. Oh, all right. So, Darcy, if you are drawing with us this evening, I don't want to interrupt you, but I do have a question because I am nosy like that. Are you leaving early in the morning? And how long does it take? So I guess I'm nosy on 2 fronts. All right, so now I'm going to get her stem, and then I'm going to have to pick a weird birdie color. Weird birdie flower color. All right, good enough. All right, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that just the way it is. And I'm going to be really, really boring for the stems because I'm going to do green. Green stems are boring. But I kind of love plants the way they are. So there we go. All right, let's see. Not drawing. Oh, good. Okay. And oh, wow. Okay. 9.5 to 10 hours on a good day. Good grief. You don't mind driving like that? Oh, good grief. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Well, good luck to you, lady. I hope that you are safe and happy and have a hoot of a time. If I don't get to tell you later. Okay. Whatever colors I choose, and if you also have colors, I recommend you do this. Leslie, I might be talking to you. Leave your colors to the side. keep the colors that you're choosing to use off to the side. I don't have that many colors, but I happen to know that she has a lot of colors. And some of the details, you might want to use the same color and not remember which one it was. That's a thing that could happen. Let's see what I got. Okay. Okay, wait. I got one more. One more. There. There's what I have. So I did green for the stems. I think I will do... I don't know what I'll do. I think I'll do an orange beak thingy. These aren't supposed to be birds, people. So if you don't want yours to look like a bird, you can totally do it more like a flower. And make your dot in the center like the center of a flower. And you could even make your eyeballs to be more ruffly, to look more flower petalish. But I think they're supposed to be funny. Like they're supposed to kind of look like critters. I just decided earlier today that mine look like birds this time. I have done this same design in the past and had them look very much like bugs. And I have also done them and kept them much more flower-like. So, lots and lots and lots of stuff. Look what I failed to do. I failed to put her pigtails in before I started birdie markers. I may regret that. I'm not sure. I'm going to put pigtails on my big flower thingy. And I do believe she is going to have bright pink hair. She doesn't have hair, she's a flower, but you know what I mean. So I think I'm okay with that. I also think if I do one very similar, it'll go around this guy just fine. So oh, goodness sakes. Okay, maybe it'll just cross right in front of his face. And it's not similar. If I had stayed similar, it might have been different. Oh well. It's all good. It'll work out just fine. It'll work out just fine. Yeah, that's not nearly as bad as I was afraid it would be for a minute there. Remember how I showed you how to cheat if you can't get those teardrop shapes at the end of your curly Q and you want them? I did show you a cheat, and if you didn't see it, holler and I will do that again too. Okay. Okay, I will go back to I will go back to details in a minute. Okay, I can totally see how you'd be used to it. I can also see, lady, how you'd be sick and tired of it. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to sway your opinion. I mean, never mind me. Ignore me. What do I know? It'll be wonderful. It'll be fabulous. It'll be cute. Oh, no, that's what Kim said. It won't be cute. It'll be fun and refreshing and invigorating. Hey, I heard you say in your video where you're just not getting into the jive of Defemorember this year. I am also on the struggle bus. I heard another artist say that they're kind of on the struggle bus this year. I heard, was it Louisa or Barbara themselves said they're on the struggle bus? Oh, I think it was Barbara. Excuse me, mister. Can you not sit right there? Could you, hello, Mr. Kitty. Malik, I'm serious, kid. Oh, let me, just hang on. I'll be right with you, folks. Here. Stay there, toward your butt. Hi, buddy. You're all right. He acts like I'm so mean because I won't let him stay on my desk. You'd think it was the worst thing in the whole wide world. No. Look who's sneaking back. No. Go on your desk, honey bunch. I mean, on your bed, honey bunch. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. See, you're all right. You're all right, Pumpkinhead. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, the struggle bus. And I was talking to Patty. And she is also on the struggle bus with Defemorember. Now, for the most part, I think I'm just fine with that because that's kind of why I do it, to help my brain get out of its ruts and unstuck. So I'm cool with that. But I can't help but think how you're on a trip and planned your own collab thing and doing Defemorember and holidays are here. I'm not sure what you were thinking. All right, so I guess I have to choose a color for my birdie plant eyeballs. And I think I'm just going to go with a blue because I think blue is going to go with this. That's why. Because I think blue is going to go. If you don't have a bunch of colors, this particular picture done in black and white would still be adorable and will still be able to get some cool shading just with your pencil after you get the pen in, right, and you make sure it dries. You can do the shading part and just use a plain old normal regular pencil and it will turn out super cute, I promise. Oh, yep. Oh, good. Oh. Aw. I mean, if you're 95 years old, how do you not be cute, right? Yeah, we don't do much for Christmas either. Actually, we don't do anything for Christmas. We have appetizers on Christmas Eve. And it's just the three of us, and we just play games. That's my favorite. Games on Christmas Eve. Don't get me wrong, though. I used to do huge for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday. Still is. I just love it very much. But it's still just a quiet day. But that's why I like Thanksgiving so much, I think, because it's no pressure, no presents, no money, just food and games. Fun and quiet. Football if you gotta. And since we're a football house to some degree, yeah, we gotta. Even that's changed, though. We don't watch football that much anymore. Okay, there's my little guys. Okay, I'm going to start adding some details into this picture. So if you want me to slow down, or wait a minute, or whatever, I will wait and see what you guys have to say, but now is when you would speak up. Oops. And while I'm waiting for you guys to say if you need me to slow down or wait a minute, I forgot 2 eyeballs. So I will do these 2 eyeballs, and then I will check and see what you guys have to say. There we go. All right. Oh my gosh, I swear this ends up looking a lot better than it looks right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so funny. He can see clearly now. The rain has gone. I could put rain in this picture. That would be hilarious. He can see clearly now. His eyes are there. All right. Right now, because I did the bright orange on their beak and the bright pink hair lines, this reminds me of my old school childhood spirograph. Because that orange and that pink are very close to the spirograph pen colors I had. I mean, at least close enough that they're sparking these weird memories. I love spirograph. I really do. Okay. Ow! Oh. Alec, it's all your fault. Hi, sweetheart. What's up, little boy? What's up, little boy? All right, so before I go putting in any further details, I'm going to take an eraser. If you do this part, I often forget to say this part, but if you do this, make sure you wait until your pen is dry. My markers dry pretty darn quick because that's what kind of pens they are. But not all pens dry quickly. So if you're going to erase your pencil marks, make sure things have dried. Sorry for the wiggly camera when I do this. Someday, I will attach my camera somewhere else. And I will be much more professional when that happens. Till then, sorry. Okay, that was obnoxious. I apologize. I was just trying to be funny. I may have gotten a little carried away. Wow, okay. And my camera was all wonky. I didn't do that. Okay. All right. Do we have nice clean lines now? Not exactly. Not yet. Oh, shoot. Oh, rats. Oh, bummer. Okay. There we go. I believe I've gotten most of my lines gone. I guess it's not that big a deal if I still have a few left. They'll either come out along the way or they'll get covered up. Something, you know, different will happen. I think because I forgot to do her pigtails before I started putting the birds in, I think I'm going to start with the details on her pigtails, because there are some things that we do to those to make them a little more substantial, and that way I won't, you know, further jeopardize my stellar design. All right. Oh, wait, I did not wait for any answers to see if you guys are even ready. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the whiskey test while I wait to see if you guys are even ready. Are you ready for the whiskey test? The cloudy one is the one that has been rice rinsed. And, I mean, the clear one is the clear one. Duh. So, I will try this one. Maple bacon whiskey. What a strange flavor that is. So, it's actually pretty good. It does absolutely taste like maple. The only problem with it is that the bacon part Oh, okay. Welcome back. And don't even worry about it. We can do shading with pencils and pens and it'll be okay. Or, you're right, just add your color later. Add your color later. And, remember to bring all your supplies next week or I'm going to have to place a call to your mother. Okay, so, maple bacon whiskey is actually pretty good, except that the bacon part is actually, it tastes like just liquid smoke was added. And it doesn't taste like real liquid smoke. It might be, because I would think that they used real liquid smoke, like actual made smoked water, right? But it tastes artificial. It tastes seriously artificial. It tastes like they put Bacos in it. I don't know. It tastes like Bacos. The maple is clearly in there, though. That's so good. If I have the phone number to heaven, you want that? You want maple bacon whiskey in heaven? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you want? Because it is really good. But yeah, the kind of Bacos hint in the background that kind of messes with it, right? Okay, so I'm going to try the second one. The cloudy one, like I said, has been rinsed in rice. The point of doing that is that the starches in rice are supposed to calm and mellow any harshness. Now, there's a couple of reasons I don't know that it's going to work, so this is not a fair test, which I'm sorry to say means we'll have to do another test in the future. But I don't have sushi rice, and sushi rice, because of its high starch content, would do a better job. And because this is a flavored liquor, I'm not sure. Oh! No, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It was just a teacher joke. Because I used to be a teacher too. I mean, sort of. I used to be a teacher, sort of. Yeah, I get that. Okay, so yeah, that's a seriously long distance call. And I'm still sorry, but now I just did it again. So I'm sorry again, Kim. God, I'm ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. Okay, wait, guys. Wait. This is absolutely mellower. Okay, I'm a little shocked that that makes such a big difference. And that is so cool that it does. But it's not better in this case. It's not better in this case because it's flavored. I taste the maple more, which is so cool, but I also taste the Bacos more. Okay, so if you're going to have flavored whiskey, at least in the maple bacon department, harsher is better, but I am shocked at how much that smoothed that out. This is a test that's going to have to be repeated. Okay, so yeah, it would totally be a joke all of us ladies would make, and our and the teacher type folk would make. And I was not a licensed teacher. I was a paraprofessional in special education in grades K through 6-ish or 5-ish actually, and I did that for 11 years. And I was a super, super lucky paraprofessional because I worked with teachers who let me do lesson planning and let me do teaching. And that is totally legal as long as it is guided by the teachers. And they checked everything I ever wanted to do. And I did unit studies, and I did art class, and I did poetry. And I taught poetry to 2nd grade boys. I taught poetry to 2nd grade boys with behavior problems. Oh my goodness. Okay, those were the good old days. Okay, I'm going to move on. So let's go ahead and make this all fancy with some drawing bits. I'm going to fatten up her hair at the base by curving that line right there on both sides where the sharp V is. You know I like to curve all of those. So I'm going to curve that and color it in on both sides. That is my first recommendation. No requirements to copy, ever. If you want to do what I'm doing, cool. Copying, even direct copying, is allowed and encouraged. I particularly like to learn by copying. And once I get a feel for something, then I like to branch out. So I'm going around now and just thickening up her curly cues. Just to make them a little more substantial. And I made it super substantial right here because I made a mistake and the line was all wonky. And now it's just where her pigtail appears to be puffy. You know, she had a bad day, and I did say the wind was blowing, so... Well, there was that kid pulling her leaves off for a science project, too. Maybe her pigtail got rumpled at the same time. So I'll color in both sides. Fatten up and substantialize. That's a word. I'm sure it is. I will substantialize her curly cues. And now I need to make a decision. I need to make a decision about what color I'm going to use to detail her petals. So the next part is This is a little bit of a fun piece for me because this is where a lot of the extra silliness comes in. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wish I had known that you could do that, and I wish I had done it much, 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 much earlier. I loved teaching, and I loved that I got away with doing as much as I did. I was quite lucky to work with some of the teachers I worked with. But behavior programs for little kids, that is a tough crowd. Tough crowd. Yikes. Okay, so I'm going to do the details in these petals now, and the first one is that long, skinny bit. Long, skinny bit. I'm going to go fairly slow to try to get it right, and I don't know, it went all wonky. So, long, skinny bit. There we go. Good grief. This one just gives me issues. There we go. All right. Next. Oh, thank you, Kim. That's very kind. It was it was tough. Someday maybe we'll share teacher stories and I'll tell you some and you might not even believe that happened. It was a fairly incredible situation I was in over there. And I hope that it is completely rare. You know what I don't miss though? I don't miss what I call teacher talk. I don't know if you guys experienced that. It sounds like you might have. But the talk you do where you don't actually say anything because you don't want to be offensive or directly communicative, so you talk like around everything. I call that teacher talk. I don't miss that. And even more than that, I don't miss the pre-meeting meetings so that you can have a meeting to have a meeting to have a post-meeting meeting. I don't miss that either. Oh my God. It was absolutely ridiculous, wasn't it? Did you guys have that too? Okay, so now I'm going to do some quick flick type lines. So I'm going to start out with my pen kind of pushed into the paper, and I'm going to go out a little bit and then pull my pen up. So push it down, pull out a little bit, and then up, like so. Same over here. Push down, pull out a little bit, and then flick kind of in the direction I want to go, whatever that might be. Push down, pull out, and up. Well, that one didn't really work that well. That's okay. Down and out and up. That one didn't work so great either. Whatever. My flower is misbehaving. She needs to be grounded. Same thing on this side. I wanted to be moved to the high school. There was a certain someone who wouldn't let me go over to the high school, and I was not happy with him at all. And I'm happy to hear he got fired. So there. Yeah. Yeah. Embrace imperfection. I am embracing imperfection. This flower is beautiful, and she is going to get hurt feelings if I keep talking about how she's not behaving and her petals are not cooperating. I don't know why I'm trying to give her a complex. Okay, so here's the part where it gets a little bit funny, because I'm not actually creating a face in her petals, but if you you can just put dots, right? So I put a dot at the end of each mark in there, and it totally makes eyes and a mouth. If you want to take it a little bit further, do the mouth one, right? And push the pen down, and very much the same as these lines where you push down and then flick, right? Just don't travel at all. Just push your pen and flick. Now it's a mouth. Of course, I'm going to change that a tiny bit because it looks unhappy. So I'm just going to put a little, I can't even write. I can't see where I am. I'm going to put a little there. Now it's just got a distinct smile. That's ridiculous. I did not mean to do that. But I couldn't get my marker to behave. There we go. Now it's just got there we go. Now it's got a distinct smiley face. Anywho, a dot and a thingy jobber. And now that one looks unhappy too. What is with me making this unhappy flower? There we go. A dot, and how about just a heavier dot? There we go. That one's surprised. My camera is not focusing, is it? Here, let me see if I can reset it. Oh, that's what's wrong. Why don't you stop doing that, please? I'm gonna have to get something to make my camera anchor better because it drifts off somehow, and I'm not sure because the connections aren't that loose. All right, now let's see if I can reset it. Excuse my hand a minute. Oh, that's a little better. That's a little better. Okay, I'll just keep going. Dot, thingy. Dot. Smirk. Dot. Well, I know what I'm doing wrong. I just don't know why I keep doing it. I should turn the paper upside down, and then I probably would make it has just the slightest curve to it. And it's going down, so if I turned my paper completely the other way, they would have all gone up instead. All right, so now I made my smiley faces pretty intentional. You do not have to do that at all, or you can do it just as intentional, or anywhere in between. Anywhere in there. This is another place you can do anything you want. I'm going to put some dots in my bird people eyes, bird people plant eyes. Do this little tiny, do this centered, do this wonky and off to the side, do this not at all. Turn this actual into flowers, like I said before, right? Do however you want yours to look. In fact, try it a bunch of different ways and see what you like best. And not even just embrace imperfection, right? But truth be told, if they were birdie plants, they probably all look a little different anyway. The fact that I make mine so similar is probably more ridiculous than if I would just go with it and make them all different a little bit. I'm going to take the body color and thicken up the hues that are for their bodies, and I'm going to do a little bridge between their eyes and a little curve at the edge where their eyes meet the U. I don't know if you saw that, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do a little bit of a bridge right there. Kind of made him look like he's a superhero with a mask on. A little bit of heaviness right there. That one doesn't look as much like a superhero. So again, start by the eyeball, right? And curve down to the side of the U. Just to soften that harsh V between the U and the eyeballs. And that one is hidden behind the curly Q. So I'm going to skip that one altogether. But I'll do this one. Curve that little bit right there. Curve between the eyes a little bit. And curve over here. Curve, curve, and one in the middle. Leslie, you've been very quiet. How are you doing this evening? Do you need anything? What's new? I mean, how you doing? Aw, thanks. Are your eyes adorable? Are you still working on yours, or are you just watching at this point? Okay, so then I'm gonna thicken up the body too, right? I'm gonna thicken up this body a little bit. Not a ton. Not a ton. Where else do we gotta thicken up bodies? Over here. Okay. Oh, one more. Almost forgot this guy. He's so skinny, his mom's gonna be sad. No, grandma's gonna be sad. Grandma's try to fatten you up, don't they? Or great aunt. Great auntie Muriel. I'm gonna try to fatten up her birdie family. Okay. There we go. There we go. I think I'm going to color in the beak completely. And I'm going to color it in with yellow. Even though I made the beaks orange. It's not really great to cover with liner pens. These aren't really markers. It's a tad messy and tedious, but not too terrible. There we go. All right, now what? There are so many things more to do. So I'm going to now take out the green again. Just plugging along, huh? Are you happy with your results at this one, Leslie? Kim, I don't know if mine's cuter. Are you going to post yours on Darcy's Facebook group? Because I'm going to peek and see, because I think you're fibbing. Okay, I'm going to fill in the stems on the smaller flowers. And then I'm going to do some branching out where the bird or where the flower meets the stem. like so. For this one, it would probably just show right there and then fill in here. For this one, it's going to tuck behind the pink a bit, at least on one side. This has got both of them, both sides visible, so I'm going to curve that joining part. I slipped with my green line right here. I don't know. Oh, I'm off screen. I don't know if you can see it because it's actually a little blurry. At least it looks blurry on my monitor, but I slipped right there. There's a tiny speck that comes out. So I'm going to actually go with it and create a loop. Because why not? Maybe they wanted pigtails too. All right, so that one's got some loop-de-loops. All right, since I have the green out, I will finish up this part next. And I think I'm going to fill her stem in. On this one, I did not fill her stem in with color. Instead, I used a charcoal pencil and just shaded her stem. And this one, because it's turning out so bright, I'm just going to go with it, which, by the way, is another me pushing myself past my boundaries. And I'm going to stick with the bright colors. I'm not a bright colors kind of girl. Look at me branching out, putting things all sideways and having bright colors. Wow. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, you should take your doodling with you. In fact, get a kit for Grandma. Get a pencil and a paper for Grandma. Here, Grandma, we're going to doodle. What am I going to do next? I think, you know what I think? I think I'm going to do the fat. Well, it's thin, but I'm going to do the thicker center thingy filled in. I didn't do that before. That's also different. And this one. And the next one. You know what? Irma was here. I haven't seen or heard from Irma since the very beginning. I wonder if she stuck around or disappeared. Irma, are you here? Irma said hello, but then went all quiet. So I have no idea. Poet and quilter. Phone call doodling. Yep. Notebooks full of phone call doodling, huh? All right, now what I'm trying to think of here is, am I ready for shading with my charcoal, and I don't think I am. I'll show you why. Because there are a couple more things I want to do in pen. One of them is I like to curve all of the pointy bits. So right here will be a curve. Right here will be a curve. I guess I will follow up like that too. That's kind of cool. I thought if this is her hair, it would follow right up to that, wouldn't it? So I'll do the same over here. It doesn't matter. That's just a tiny, tiny speck, but you know, sometimes it's the details, right? Sometimes it is a tiny little speck that makes a difference. So there we go. And then I think I'll do the same on the petals, but I'll do them in purple to match the petals. So I'll do it here. And here. And look how deep this one is, but it's okay. Just let it go, right? Just let the flower be what the flower wants to be. And then here. Okay, I'm really running into some seriously wonky lines here. There we go. All right, so I think that I'm ready to do some shading. Nope. I almost forgot one of the most fun part. Will I add eyelashes? I don't know if these count as eyelashes, but what I did just remember is that the birdies have goofy wonkiness out this way, out the top of their head. That's not exactly eyelashes. More like eyebrows. Extra long on this one. Oh my goodness. This one needs a barber. And let's go extra curly on this one. There we go. And let's go just wiggles on this one. We could have a little girl with eyelashes though, right? Like maybe this one right here just has like this kind of thing going on. I think I fail at eyelashes. I fail at eyelashes, Darcy. I hope you remember you want eyelashes too, because I need to see eyelashes done right, because that is kind of hilarious right there. I think I oh my goodness. They are gonzo flowers. Absolutely they are. And if you want, you can put a face in there. I'm gonna stop with the pens right now though, and I'm going to go ahead and pull my charcoal out and my blending stumps and start adding some shading. I think I will put all of my pens away to create some space. I do have a lot of charcoal colors, but not huge in variety. These are all supposed to be for, I think they're a set called for faces or something. I mean, obviously not all of these are face colors, but they're eye colors or whatever. Put that away, put that away. Put those away. And this is not a pencil, this is an eraser. So we'll set that aside. There we go. Look at that. Whoa, fancy. And let's do some shading in here. So obviously I'm going to do purple because this little girl has purple. So I'm just going to put purple in here. If you do not have charcoals, put your pencil in the same place I'm putting this purple, and then work it the same way I'm about to do right now. If you have colors and would like colors but not charcoals, but you have pens, you could add extra lines or just do hash marks out from this center spot more than what we have here, or do further outlines. So be creative with what your supplies are, and if you're doing it all in black and white, do not overstress, because those all black and white pictures are fabulous. I just want to continue to progress in what I'm showing in case people want to you know, branch out. If you have charcoals, maybe you just haven't used them and this would be a time to use them. Or if you don't have them and you think, oh, that looks pretty cool, then maybe you want to try them. No matter what you do, this doodling business is relaxing and fun. And as you can see, a little silly, and I'm off screen again. And it's not expensive. Even if you go out and buy the good toys, doodle toys are not expensive. So I'm just softening where I put the charcoal down, and then I'm pulling the color around the petal, leaving a bit of white space somewhere. So again, soften it, soften this edge right here, and then start pulling it into the petal. Same thing all the way around. Soften the edge of the charcoal wherever the edge is, and then pull it around. You'll be able, if you don't know what I'm talking about, by softening the edge of the charcoal or the pencil. If you're just using pencil, you soften the edge of the graphite too. If you don't know what I mean by that, I will show a better example. I maybe should have started in the big center, because that's a great example of what I'm saying. A really visible example. So I will do that in just a second here, and then we can see it much better. Okay. I now have shaded petals. I really think I'm going to try to pull that camera out. Does it look blurry to you guys? I mean, maybe it's just me, but it looks blurry to me. I don't know. I'll wait and see what you say. I do not have a liquid on the stub I'm using. So if you use watercolor pencils, you can do this. And of course you'd want some water on here. If you use plain plain colored pencils, you can use blending stumps or some other blending tool with low odor mineral spirits or low odor paint thinner. And you can make regular colored pencils shade like this too. Because these are charcoal, they're meant to do this. So there is nothing on here. It's just a plain dry blending stump. Good night, Darcy. Have a safe trip. I don't know why I'm yelling. Like, you can hear me better? Gamsol? Is that what you can use also? I'm sure a lot of different solvents would work. Okay, so here's what I'm saying about softening lines. So I'm going to use, I'll use this pink again on the center of my flower. It goes with her hair anyway. I'm just going to draw a line all the way around of my charcoal color. If you already have acetone, because if you have things like Fabrifix and Fabri-Tac and you want to thin that out with acetone so you have that 90% or whatever, or the 90% alcohol, I wonder if those would work also. Be safe, Darcy. We'll talk to you when you get there. So I would actually try, I would try blending regular. Oh, here's what it means to smooth this edge. So when I put down this line of charcoal, it is a very harsh line and it's not clean. It's got like little specks of white in it. I don't want that. So I'm going to spread it in itself, and it's also softening this front line, making it not so harsh. And then once I've done that and filled in the white bits as much as possible and made it a little bit hazy, then I start pulling the color wherever I want it, in this case toward the center of the circle. So if you couldn't see or you don't know what I was talking about through the purple parts, I apologize, but this is what I meant. You don't have to do it in little curves like I'm doing here either. I don't know why I'm doing that, because I didn't on my other one. I just guess I felt like it. All right. So we are shaded. The next thing I want to do, is probably pull out a pen again, which I'm terribly sorry. I really shouldn't be doing that, but I'm gonna, because I did it here too. I put viney bits and swirly bits and stuff coming in from the edges all over the place. So I think I'm going to do some more of that. So I'm just going to make a swirl and some branchy bits coming off of it. And I will double it up so it's visibler. That is the technical art term, visibler. Learn it. There will be a quiz next week. Okay. So I'm just going to do this at a few places around my picture. You don't have to do this at all if you don't want to, but before I move on to the next thing, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes doing this. And then if you want this, I can wait for you. If you don't want this, not necessary. And then this will just give you some space to catch up if you need it for catching up. Do 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 do. Come on. How do you make it look like it's going off the page on purpose? It's always tricky to make things look natural with intent. Wait, what? It doesn't even sound right when you say it. It's a tricky venture, though, I'll tell you that. All right, I guess I'm going to go with that. That's enough for me for now. That's enough. Now, it looks like a lot of chaos. So, oh, wait a minute. Let me look at what you're saying. Oh, Kim, thank you. That's very sweet. Yeah, it's definitely something to play around with. Things that make regular colored pencils work. I really honestly think that just about any solvent would work. So probably whatever you have. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so right now it looks like an awful lot of chaos. This is a very, very busy, this is a busy scene. And it's fine that it looks like chaos. You know why? Because it is chaos. Look at all those faces popping in. That is a party, I'm telling you. But we're going to fix it up just a little bit. So the first way to fix it is we want to make this flower the star. So I'm going to pick a color. And I think I'm going to do blue. Because I'm going to pretend that it's a bright sky blue all around this little garden scene, this little garden party. Ha ha ha, get it? Garden party. Let me sharpen my blue charcoal quick. Oh, goodness sake. Oh, it broke. I heard you break too, you little rotten thing. Okay, one more try. Okay, there we go. Nope, it broke again. I'll be there in a second, people, I swear. Stupid blue pencil. Have you ever noticed that some colors of things break more often than other colors? I just think that is so weird. But it's a new thing that I learned, that it's very common, and it has something to do with the pigments that are used in the creation of the thing. All right, so I have my blue ready. You can do your shading with any color that you want, including a regular pencil. In fact, our very first pictures were shaded with just a plain old pencil. So yes, all the shading can be done with just one thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow all the way around the big flower. Do this with your pencil, do this with your chalk, do this with a color crayon, if that's what you got, right? Whatever you're going to do it with. Although I don't know how you blend crayons unless you're going to use heat, and that's dangerous. So maybe not crayons. So right here, there's a bird peeking out. I am totally going over the bird too. I'm going all the way around the flower, no matter what's in the way. No matter what. I'm not going to go all the way around her curly cues. Not because I'm not going to shade the curly cues, but because once I start blending this blue, there's going to be a lot of blue on my blending stump, and you don't want a ton of blue on each side of this. If it had a shadow, it would be a very faint shadow, right? So it's going to probably have enough already on the blending stump that you don't need to be adding any around this whole curly cue. So I'm just going to do it at the thicker parts. I'll probably do some at this thicker part, and I'll probably do some at the points or the teardrop shapes in the center of the curls. But I'm not going to decide that till later because, again, there might be plenty on my stump by the time I get that far. I'm not going to do this guy. So I did say I was going to go around the flower no matter what, except the reason I'm not doing it with this guy right here is because the only thing of him that's really showing is his eyeballs. And I'm picturing that they would be kind of glowy. So I am going around him. I am going through his stem though. He's got a stem way down here. And I'm totally going right over that. And I'm doing the same thing down her stem, right? I'm only going to go part way because I'm probably going to have an awful lot of blue to go around. All right, so that's where I'm going to start. A blue line all the way around. And then look at my stump. It's just filthy. Wait a minute, there's a blue spot right there. I'm just going to cut the red off and call it good enough. Oh my. Okay. Brar. Okay, I lied again. I don't mean to lie to you all the time. I apparently can't help myself because I'm cutting off the purple too. I was just gonna live with it, but since I'm here with the skizzers, I might as well keep it going. All right, same thing with this. Same thing all the time with the shading. Smooth out the line and then pull it in the direction you want it to go. With this blue, I'm just going to smooth it, and it's very pale. It's much more pale than I thought it was, but so I'm just going to smooth it and pull it as far as it will go. Hopefully leaving a good amount around the flower, because the whole idea of this is to set off the main flower from the rest of the picture. But look how pale it is. It just, if I pull it too far away from the picture, it starts to wear out pretty quickly. It's getting better now that I'm getting more on my blending stump right. You can see it's going further, but here right off the bat, it just sort of fizzled out and went straight to white. Let's smooth this out and pull. Yeah, it's definitely getting better because now I'm able to pull some color down from the flower without it turning completely white, and now I've got plenty of shadow on this side of the stem. I don't know, the picture looks really blurry to me. Did you guys ever say if it's blurry? Oh. Oh, wait a minute. What? What? The word I made up? Oh, I'm ridiculous. I don't even remember the word I made up, if that's what you're referring to. I mean, you'd think I think I'd recall my own lexicon, but no. All right, so I'm all the way over to here. And I'm going to be checking to see if I have enough blue. And I'm actually kind of running out. I'm kind of running out over here. So I am going to go ahead and put a speck on the underside of the curl. On all the undersides. You can do the whole thing, both sides. You could do tops, you can do only bottoms, whatever. But since I'm kind of running out of blue and I want a little more, I'm just going to do these undersides. There we go. And yeah, that's plenty. Look, it's just, I mean, it's even getting a little hazy. It's even maybe a little too much. Smooth out your charcoal and spread it around. Same thing on this side. The blue is just that light of a color, I guess, because it just keeps running out. Even though I think, oh my gosh, it's getting too dark. And then the next thing I know, it's super light again. It doesn't even matter really, right? It's what you want. If I wanted it really dark, I could just keep putting more and more blue on until it was all just dark as night. And if I wanted it just barely there, I could spread it all out over the whole thing until it all just got pale as a, you know, spring sky. Oh, I must be getting tired. That sounds a lot like I'm getting tired. Getting goofier by the minute. Okay, so there's the first thing. I have my flower surrounded. And look, how in the world did this jump so far? I apologize for whatever's going on with my camera tonight. I'm really sorry. It doesn't look blurry to you. Okay. Well, I do need new glasses desperately, and they're almost here, so we'll just assume that's the issue there. I'm going to add a little bit more color into places I think I'd like a little darker. So definitely the underside of the flower. The underside of this petal. You know what? I'm going to do the underside of all three petals. On both sides. Just because I think that'll look good. No other reason. There's no science here. There's no actual, you know, artistic rule I'm following. None of that fancy schmancy business. I just want blue over here. Okay. The next thing to do to bring things out even a little more is I'm going to do the outside edges. So on this one where I cut it out, I did shading in a brown around my main flower, and then I did black across the top and bottom and purple along the outside. Don't know why, I was just playing with colors. That's what happened. So I'm going to set that aside, and on this one I want a really dark color because I want to make sure that it's a harsh line and it doesn't drag in very far. And I kind of want it to be complementary to the rest. So I think I'm going to try this dark red. I hope this is a maroon. It's actually called a purple, so it should be a maroon, right? I'm getting a piece of paper because charcoal can get quite messy. You can probably already tell my table is in terrible need of cleaning, but I do want a really harsh line right at the edge of this drawing square. So I'm going to take the maroon pencil and run it right along the edge of this square. Now it's not cooperating all that well, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Okay. All right. I think this maroon, if it's a correct color, not too red and a little bit on the purple side, I think this will go really nice with her curly cues. That's my intent. I'm glad I did this on a separate piece of paper. Look what a mess it would be if this was on the desk. Holy buckets. Okay, now I'm going to add a little extra at the corners because I want to round those even further, just because I like the vignette kind of look. All right, let's get rid of that and get rid of that. And that is that pale pink color from the center, so I think it will be fine for blending. And I'm going to start with the sides, the flat sides, and I'm going to do the corners last because I put so much color there that I'm afraid that a dark color like that will get a little carried away with itself. So again, absolutely 100% same process. Smooth out your line and then start moving it in whatever direction you're trying to take the color. Okay, smooth the line and then pull the color. And I'm going to pull this right over his face. It's okay. I'm using this color to kind of push everything other than the central flower back anyway. So it is perfectly fine if he gets pushed back that way. I mean, he might complain, but we'll just ignore him. We'll just ignore them. Okay, last one of the straight lines. Now, I'm going to do the curves. It's still the same process, though. I'm just going to just keep curving bigger and bigger and bigger until the color wears out to nothing. So it's still smoothing the curve, right? And then just drawing the color out. So smooth the application bit and then just bigger, 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 bigger. Smooth the applied line and bigger, 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 bigger. Last one. All right. There is my absolutely bizarre bird picture. I did say, I don't know if y'all saw it, but I did say that tonight was full of silliness. I wasn't kidding. 'Tis a very silly evening. We all need a little silly now and then, and today is the day. I'm not happy with the curly cues. And I want to make those stand out better. So where I said I wasn't going to put shading on both sides, the pale blue just isn't doing it for me. So I think I'm going to be pretty daring. I think I will be daring and use, oh, you know what? I'll use my pencil. That's a good way to get a nice thin line. So I'm going to get a nice thin line of graphite on each side of these top curves, and then I'll see if that's enough. Just the tops here, here. This one's got, oh, that's his face. I just put graphite to shade the birdie face when I wanted to put it here. Proof positive there's not enough shading. I can't even tell which lines are which. Okay. I'll try that first. If that's still not enough, then I'll do the bottoms also, but I think this might be enough. This might be too much. Good grief, girl. I can't seem to get this right now. It's all right. I know just what to do if this does in fact end up being too much. And graphite from pencil is not any different than what I said before. Smooth it out, spread it out. That's it. It's definitely better, and it's definitely too much up here. So I'm going to do some repair by taking out my eraser pencil. I love these things. No, you don't need these. I fell for a stupid marketing thing, so I'm going to use them. But, you know, they make me giggle a little, so I guess that makes it kind of worth it, right? anywhere I feel like the charcoal or the graphite has gotten a little too out of hand, I'm just going to go over with this eraser a little bit. Because I do want some spaces that stay pretty bright, right? I wouldn't mind if the whole thing got colored in. That would be okay, but since I'm doing this, I'm going to create some bright spaces. All right. I was going to brush my hand across it to get the crumbs off, and then I remembered it's charcoal. Don't brush your hands across the charcoal. That's a bad plan. Okay, now, last thing for me tonight anyway. Oh, wow. Actually, this is going super late. I am so sorry. I did not realize how late it was getting. Last thing for me is I'm going to take my purple pen and put a line in here and in here. And I'll put a little bit of a swoop up there and there. And all I'm doing right now is just adding in some further depth some places. And because it's getting so late and I didn't notice, I will I'll just show you what else I would do. Oh, I hate these pens. I should check Walmart. Darcy said Walmart has white liners. I forgot what she said, kind she said they were, but I think I have them in my cart. Waiting for them to get back in stock. Because I like to make white dots. Okay, there we go. But gel pens never work. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to create some tiny... Oh, shoot. See? That's way too big. Gosh darn it. I would just like to create some highlights. And I'm not going to do any more than that because this pen is going to wreck this picture. But I would put some highlights, maybe a tiny little line here. Gosh darn it, Ribbon, it's all your fault, buddy. I swear it is. Here, let's try this. Let's try this. I will try this. Gel pen. It's not going to work on there, is it? Okay, well, nothing I'm doing is working right now, but I would try to put highlights in somewhere. Put a really skinny line of highlight right in here. If you can. In white or silver. I'm going to try this now. This is probably not going to work either because even if it shows up, it's probably going to be way too fat. Oh, look it. I got a little highlight. So I would go around putting little highlights in some places on the flower. I don't think I would put anywhere else because she's kind of not popping out enough for me. You know? So anywhere that I put a low light, which was the purple pen, I would put an equal and opposite highlight. The only exception to that might be if I had a better white liner dot thing, I might put dots in the center in their eyes to make their eyes glow. In fact, I did say this guy's eyes would glow, so I'm going to make him a green-eyed monster flower bug. by going like this. See, gel pens just don't work with charcoal very well. I'll make all of them green-eyed. Green-eyed bird flower things. I wonder if this would work on her as a highlight. No. Nope. Gel pens are stupid. There we go. The charcoal isn't really sharp enough to do that, but you get the idea. All right. All right. All right. Oh, it's early for you. Pencil does the same effect. Pencil does what effect? The highlighting? Like just regular pencil? Like just a regular pencil? That's too dark. Too dark for that. I don't think I want to put eyes in my flower. But I think I'm going to do tone on tone hint. Just like that. That's fun. All right. All right. I do believe I am done for the night. Oh, yep. It does. Yeah. It really does. Okay. I think I'm done for the day. This is our project for the day. I hope that you had fun. I hope that I was helpful in any way that I could possibly be helpful. And I cannot promise that next week will be any less silly, but it might be less silly. All right, so I'm going to assume that that's a little dry. There we go. Now I'm happier. Okay. You are totally allowed to connect dots. I am also connecting dots all the time. It's just best. Oh, awesome. Awesome. All right, good night, folks. And if you're watching this in the future, I hope that you have a fabulous time. Please comment, like, and subscribe and all that cool stuff that I'm supposed to say every time and I never remember to. And I'll see you next week and we'll do this again. And the week after that, I think it's the week after that, I'll be here for Christmas hanging out and I have some surprises. So if you don't have Christmas plans, we can hang out. Okay, bye. Good night, guys.